Okay, how's everybody doing? Dave Wiggins here, and for a bit of halftime interest in the match today, we have former Portadown and Coleraine player Neil McCafferty. How are you, Neil?
All good, mate. Thank you. How are
That's
yourself?
good. Yeah, doing all right. We're chatting here on Thursday lunchtime, so thank you very much for taking the time to do this. And obviously, it's halftime in the match, so we don't even know who's winning and who's losing. But you're very welcome. Thanks for doing this.
No bother. Hopefully it's a draw.
Oh, there he is. He's sitting on the fence already. We'll push him a wee bit further in a minute or two. So it's just a short halftime interview, Neil. And obviously, when you were much younger, you started your football career in England. You went across to Charlton. Is that right?
Yeah, I was there. I went at just before my 16th birthday, and I
Right.
was there for 5 seasons.
Yeah, and you played for maybe a couple of wee teams in England as well.
Played on loan at Cambridge and then signed for Russian and Diamonds in League Two. Spent a year there before I came back to sign for Derry City.
Yeah. When a Wikipedia you there, just for a bit of interest, it said that you were on the first team squad for Charlton against United at one stage early on. Is that right?
I was 16 years old. I travelled up the Old Trafford, a Premier League game, and I, at the day before, I thought I was going to be on the bench.
Uh-huh.
I could have been the youngest player at that time to play in the Premier League, but
Right.
it didn't happen, and things move on. That's the way it goes.
This is it. Well, listen, you're 36 now, are you?
Yeah, 36 there in July.
And to be honest, mate, you still look as good as you did when you were 16. I imagine you haven't aged at all. So
Well, I'm doing all right. I still have a head of hair, and it's not too grey yet, so I'm all right.
that's the main thing. It's the head of hair, I think, keeps us all young. But
Yeah,
here, anyway, so you came back then. Did you come back to Derry City before you went to Dungannon?
yeah. I came back. I actually came back to Derry. Stephen Kenny came over when I was at Russian and Diamonds, visited me a few times, spoke to me about the project at Derry. I came back, and then I actually went back to England for a year and played in the conference with Grays Athletic, and
Yeah.
then went to Finn Harps before I
Oh,
went to Dungannon.
right. So, your stats in the Irish League, round about 2008 to 2010, you played for Dungannon, 40 appearances, 15 goals.
Yeah,
2010 to 14, of course, you were Portadown and we got to know you well. 98 appearances, 3 goals.
yeah.
And then you went up to Coleraine, 2014 to 2017, 92 appearances and 18 goals. And then a short time at Warren Point with Tippy towards the end there, was it?
Yeah, well, I left Coleraine. I just turned 33, and
Yeah,
obviously a few clubs maybe in the first division and had showed an interest in me. I had three young kids at the time, and I
yeah,
was working full time. So I think I was just going to, that was me. I was maybe going to play for a bit of fun. And then Tippy gave me a call. Obviously, Warren Point's a long way from Derry,
yeah.
but he was very good to me, and I think I played about 13, maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 games, and then I ended up tearing my ACL at Solitude against Cliftonville.
Right.
And that was me.
That's that a solitude pitch, probably, is it?
Uh,
Something like
it's
that.
okay for younger boys coming through now, but I think the older lads, the body's not used
They're
to
all
it.
they're all used to playing on it now, aren't they, the young lads, just right through. But here, I suppose my biggest question is for all those clubs. You scored 15 goals for Dungannon, 18 goals for Coleraine, only 3 goals for Portadown. What's going on there?
Well, Big Ronnie didn't let me take much penalties. Kevin Braniff was there, Gary Twigg was there, Tippy was there, so it was a bit more of a fight trying to get on set pieces and penalties.
Yeah,
That was more things like that. But I played a little bit more defensive probably for Portadown than I did
yeah,
for Coleraine and for Dungannon, where I had more of a free role and I was
yeah,
allowed to roam about a bit, and I had maybe another defensive midfielder with me, and they gave me get a little bit more license to get forward more. So that was that. But I enjoyed my time at all the clubs, and I really enjoyed my time at Portadown because we had a couple of European tours where we done really well.
yeah. We'll maybe get on to some other details in a minute or two. But I suppose I remember when you did go to Coleraine, and lots of supporters were quite disappointed at the time because you were still in your prime there for Portadown. But I remember you scored a lot of goals quite quickly and free kicks and everything. And I remember myself going, "Oh, flip me, right? He scores a lot of goals, doesn't he?" But as you said, you were in a more holding position at Portadown, I suppose, just keeping the ball ticking and.
I think Ronnie wanted me to just be that. No, me and Ronnie didn't always see eye to eye. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But eventually, I
We
won him
don't have
over.
time to go into that today, unfortunately.
But we get on well. Ronnie's a great fella, and obviously I spent 4 years there, so we must have got on all right.
Yeah.
But I just think we had such good attacking players at Portadown that he wanted midfielders to just sort of back four. He wanted sort of 2 sitting midfielders nearly, and then just let the wingers and the front men go and do the damage. I think that was his motto, you know what I mean? Where other teams maybe wanted a midfielder to break on a little bit. And plus, as you say, free kicks and penalties were my sort of the thing that I was quite good at. And you couldn't get them off Braniff or Tippy or Twiggy or whoever was there.
Yeah, there you go. So your time at Portadown, you had a good time at Portadown. What are some of your best memories there? Keeping it kind of brief.
I think the European ones, obviously the Sconta Riga one where we went through in Europe, and then a team we went to Macedonia. I actually can't remember the name of the team, but we went through as well. So we don't teams now are doing better in Europe and getting through more rounds. Back then 10 years ago, not many teams were getting through even the first round. So for us to get out 2 European tours where you got through the first round, we ended up playing a very good team, the Liberec team in Croatia.
Yeah.
And we beat us comfortably. And then we played a team, Azerbaijan, which is Baku, who have done really well in Europe now. So we had some great European tours. I think they would be the highlight.
Yeah, brilliant. So Coleraine as well, you had a good length of time at Coleraine. And what are some of your memories of your time at Coleraine then, Neil?
Oh, brilliant. Obviously, I left Portadown and it was a wee bit I was turning 30, I think, and it was a wee bit of, what am I going to do? And Oren tried to sign me a couple of the year before and the year before that. Stephen Lowry had just left and gone to Linfield, so I think he needed a bit of experience, a replacement.
Yeah.
And coming into Coleraine was great because there were such good young players. They weren't established as they are now, the type Lyndon Kane and Brad Lyons and Adam Mullen. There was there was really young players at Coleraine, but very inexperienced. And then there were senior players. So it was good to get in and sort of help them develop. And now you can see where they're going now and what they've achieved in the last 2 or 3 years since I've left.
Yeah. Anything particular stands out there? Any kind of
Well, the Irish Cup run was great. Obviously, we got to the final and we ended up losing against Linfield, a very strong Linfield team. But I think that was the catalyst for the success in the next year to go and win the Irish Cup, and now the building of going and challenging for leagues. I think getting to a cup final, even getting to the Irish Cup final, was a big thing for Coleraine. It's been a long time, and then obviously doing it again the next year after I left and going and winning it.
Yeah, brilliant. 2 good clubs in the Irish League, and hello to Coleraine fans there watching on. I know a right few of you. We don't have a whole lot of time. It's half time in the match here, obviously, but I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions, Neil, and just don't think about it too much. Just fire out your answers, whatever you think. So these are all Irish League focused questions. Best player you've played with in the Irish League?
Most talented is Kevin Braniff. The best, I would probably say, Shane McCabe.
Yeah. Player you hated to play against?
Probably Jamie Mulgrew. So strong.
And he always seems to be on the ball, doesn't he?
And he's still going now. I don't know how he keeps doing it year after year.
Most memorable match?
Probably the free kick last minute for Coleraine against Linfield for the draw. Was literally, the ref said to me, once you hit this, the whistle's getting blown. So if it goes in, it's a goal. And if it doesn't, and I had put it in the top corner. So that was probably a nice night for me.
Yeah, brilliant. Best travelling companion? Maybe they were all horrible, were they?
No, but probably European tours. Probably me and Wes Boyle, actually. Wes Boyle, probably in the European tours. Me and him would have been close. We palled about together when we went away.
Yeah, used to play in a team we met with Wesley at school, primary school, mind you. It's my only claim to fame in football standards. Favourite away match?
Always at Windsor. Always loved playing in the big stadium and feeling that this is a proper game. You felt like proper football going to Windsor.
Yeah.
Great pitch all the time, and you're playing against the most decorated team in the country. So it was always a challenge for me.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, bearing in mind, it's Thursday lunchtime here. We don't even know who's winning the match. Who's going to win today, Neil?
It's going to be a tough game. Portadown, a great result. First game at Glenavon.
Yeah.
Coleraine, a disappointing result. I think both teams are going into it in a great position. I think Coleraine will start as favourites, deservedly so, because of what they've done the last 3 years. But this young Portadown team have proved people in the first game that they've got a lot to go for. So if I had to push it, I think maybe a little bit of experience, maybe Coleraine might nick it if the big players, James McLaughlin and Owen Bradley, by going Skinner turns up. But I'll go 2-1 Coleraine, but I think I might end up a draw, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Well, the next question was, what's the score going to be? So you think 2-1 Coleraine? I'm going to go I'm going to go 4-3 to Portadown, just in case we're getting beat 3-0 at half time here.
Do you think there's going to be 6 or 7 goals every game? The Coleraine, is that what you're saying? It was 6 in the first game. We Portadown 6 in the first
I
game.
think Portadown are a bit like Leeds United now. It's just going to be like score as many goals as we can, but we're good at the back as well. Listen, I think it'll be a tight match. They all will be. So good luck to both teams in the second half. And by that, I mean, come on, the Ports, we can do it here. But Neil,
I'd like to say, see, Tippy, obviously I played with Tippy and he managed me at Warren Point and Owen Kearney. They're two of the best. Man management skills are brilliant, and that's why they're doing so well. So I think both of them will do really well. I think Portadown will have no problems this year. I think they'll be nowhere near a relegation battle, and I think obviously Coleraine want to push on again and challenge for the league as usual.
Brilliant, Neil. Thanks very much for your time. I have fond memories of you at Shamrock Park there, and I'm sure Coleraine fans do as well. So you're welcome down anytime for a wee visit. And,
well, when all this changes, Dave.
When it all changes, whenever that is, who knows? But listen, thanks very much for your time, all right?
Thank you, buddy. Cheers.